And down on my right, and then down on my left. We just go back to those shoulder rolls. 2 more. Then I'm just going to place the hands now just here at top of the hips, and I'm going to just do our little walk as we always do. Forward and back. That's it, forward and back. So going, always pushing ourselves out of comfort zone, just to try and push our pelvis as far as we can. And then just to change the direction, we're going to go into our little tilts. So reminding you, for if you've got a yoga strap, I will be bringing them out in my classes this week, and if you haven't, as I said, a towel will be fine. Okay, and again, one more on your left side, and then just circle round. That's it, we're just going to circle through the pelvis onto your right, and then we're going to come over and then round over onto your left. Okay, one more time. All right, now as I bring myself right into my neutral position, I'm just going to take my head and look out and to the other side. And again, so I'm going to come over to my right side and then over to my left. Okay, I'm just going to sweep the arms up into the centre, and I'm going to bring them down in front of me, and as I do, I'm just going to go into a little partial roll down. Yeah, so there's a very small roll down there, and then we're going to come back up. Yeah, just very small roll down, taking the arms up, lengthen up. But this time, before I come down again, I'm going to go into a little side reach. Yeah, into a little side reach. Okay, one more. No, now I'm going to bring the arms down. I'm going to go back down, now going into my half, a roll down, and then inhale, exhale, lifting up to the top, and we float to the right and then to the left. Now as I come over to my right side, I'm just going to take my left leg behind and come into that float, and I'm going to hold the stretch through the hip, and then I'm going to take it out. I'm going to cross over and then over to the other side. And I just hold the stretch. So just a couple of seconds to open up the hip. And then I'm going to place the foot back, and I'm going to bring it round and open. That's it, we're going to come round and open. We're going to do 2 more. 1, and then last time, and 2. Okay, I'm going to step out to my right side. So a little step lunge. I don't want you to come down into a deep lunge, just roll it out over to the right and then to the left. I'm going to do that 1 more time, and I'm going to just step behind me. All right, so make sure you've got enough room to come behind. So I'm just going to go into a little step behind or into your lunge. Okay, so you can drop the back knee if you want to, or you stay up and you just take a step. See the difference? A step. Go out to the right and then out to the left, and then into your step behind or lunge. 1 and 2. Lovely. I'm going to go back to the arms, and I'm going to bring them forward and open. That's it. Forward and open. Now I'm going to bring them down, but this time I'm going to bring them into a little squat down. I'm going to lower the arms, and I'm going to come up. I'm going to reach up with the arms and then lower down. Right, so I'm coming into a little sit down, and then a reach on the arms. I'm going to take it into a side bend, so we're flowing the whole time. Over to my right, and then to my left. Okay, this time step forward to me. Okay, so I'm going to come forward. So we've done side, we've done posterior, and now we're coming forward. Okay, we're going to do 1 more. All right, now bringing the arms up, let's just take them around over to a thoracic rotation and then to the other side. So I'm coming round over to my right and then round and over to my left. Now I'm going to open the arms into a lateral abduction, and I'm now going to go into a thoracic rotation, round to your right and then to your left. And again, 1 more. Okay, I'm going to bring the hands together, I'm going to lower them down and I'm going to roll down. Now this time I'm going to come into an extension, so I'm going to make the movement a little bit stronger than coming into a partial. Yeah, so I'm coming into an extension and flexion. We're going to do one more. Okay, I'm going to drop the chin to the chest and we're going to roll up. I'm going to roll up and I'm going to circle around. Inhale, exhale, and then the other side. Okay, lift up on both arms, finish with your rotation. Okay, and then lower the arms, we roll all the way down, touch the floor, touch down, and then we roll up. Okay, so as we roll up and we bring ourselves back to posture, I'd like you now to get your towel or your yoga strap. Okay, so we're going to get your towel or your yoga strap. Now, I'm going to take, I can't do a full yoga strap class with you because some of you don't have a yoga strap, so I don't want to talk about how I'm going to buckle it, all right? So I'm just going to leave it and we're just going to use it like you would a towel, yeah? So you haven't got a yoga strap, you can't do this. So we're going to just leave it like this and just bring it into a little stretch out, yeah? Better than the band, better, because with the band we've got all the resistance, yeah? And we can come up really wide. This one is static resistance. So I'm going to come down, I'm going to keep the tension through my arms, and I'm going to come around, yeah? And I'm going to come down. I'm going to do it the other side. Okay. I'm going to keep my feet firmly on the floor, and I'm going to come up into a lateral flexion. Okay. And then to the center, and then lower. I'm going to step behind on my left, taking myself over to my right side, and I'm going to bring the strap over to my right side. So that's the hip stretch. We now go a little bit deeper. I'm going to bring it over the top, step out, and then behind, and over I go. Okay. And then I'm going to bring it up to the top. Feet come out a little bit wider than hip distance. We're going to bring the arms down, and I'm going to come into a little squat, and then I'm going to take it up into an arm reach, still keeping the tension there. And again, so I come down into a little squat. That's it, tension through the arms and arm reach. Now, lower it down, just relax the arms a moment. Okay, so let's move it on. Okay, so shoulders back and down. We're going to add on a movement. Okay, so let's come up and open, and then in and lower. An amazing little straps they are. Easy to transport when I'm going around the classes. We can use them, they're great for the posture, for flexibility, and for mobility. And for today, a great little warm up before we go into the weights. I'm going to come forward and I'm going to rotate. Okay, I'm going to come in and I'm going to lower it back. The other side, I'm going to come up, okay, round we go, into the center, and then lower back. This time I'm going to come forward, but I'm going to rotate right. Before I come back, I'm going to rotate left. Then I come in center, and then I lower it down the other side. So I come forward, I'm going to go into a rotation. So you drop in the back knee, and then round, okay, and then in and lower. I'm going to come into a side lunge. Just a side lunge, yeah? I'm going to go into a side lunge for 2 on my right. 1, 2. 2 on the left. 1, 2. Now watch what we're going to do with the band. On my first one, I take it out. On my second one, I bring it over, yeah? So we go out. On my second one, I bring it internal, yeah? Okay, and again, so rotation, there we go, and then the other side, 1, yeah? The other side, out we go on the left. So you need lots of room to do this as well. And then down we go. Bring the strap down in front of you, and then just do a little halo. Yeah, come around all the way. Okay, last one. And then one over on the left side, and then round. Okay, now I'm going to step back into my lunge on my right, yeah? and I'm going to rotate over to my left. Okay, I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to step back to rotate. Yeah, so out and back, out and back. Now give me 2 on the right, but my first one, I'm going to follow where my right leg is going. I'm going to come 1. Now my next one, I'm going to take it internal rotation, yeah, left leg. So I come external rotation, we do it again, we come internal rotation, yeah. All right, one more time. So right leg goes back, I go into my rotation. It's going to send me off balance now because I'm going to go into internal rotation, the other side. 1, then into internal rotation. 2. Allow the strap just to slacken and let's roll down. So you can feel it, you can feel what's going on in your arms. They're really warming up much quicker in preparation for the weights. And then we roll up. Just bring your strap with you and then shoulders back and down. And again, so let's come down. I'm going to take that little routine all the way through and then we're going to pick the weights up. Alright, so put the strap down, can't do both, and then pick the weights up. Alright, so shoulders back and down. So let's begin with feet facing forward. They're staying firmly on the floor, alright, before we do any further rotation. So we're going to come up, we're going to come out, we're going to come into the center and lower. Yeah. So we're going to come up and then open. Very basic, yeah, very basic. Up all the way into your rotation, lateral flexion. Okay, now I'm going to take the left leg behind, I'm going to come out, I'm going to bring it over the top and out. I'm going to do that again. So I bring it over, press down, over and press down. Okay, I'm now going to bring the right foot back and I'm going to halo. So I'm going to do a halo just for 2. I'm going to do 1 more. Okay, all right, lovely. Now, shoulders back and down. Let's do our 2 lunges to the right. So we go out, and then we bring it over, in. Yeah, over to the left. Out, and then in. Yeah, should we do it again? So it's 2 on the right, and then 2 on the left. 1, and then over, 2. Okay, now forward. I'm going to come round. I'm just going to bring it round onto one side first. Okay, now I'm bringing it round to the right and now back to the left. Okay, then I'm lowering it and stepping back. I'm doing it on the other side. So I'm coming forward and coming round to the left, and then I'm coming round to the right. I'm bringing it down and through. I'm going to come into 2 squats. So I come down for 1, and then I do a nice arm reach up. If you want to take the strap further back, then please do so. But if you have any shoulder impingements, I don't want this to cause any pain. Okay, step back on the right, out we go. Step back on the right again, in we go. Yeah, back on the left, back on the left again, and through. Take the strap down and roll down. Okay, just leave your towel or your strap away from you from one side, and then we're going to roll up. Yeah, we're going to roll up and take the shoulders back and down. Okay, take your 2 hand weights. Okay, get 2 hand weights. Okay, so my hand weights are just to the side of me. Okay, I'm going to start, I'm going to do it sideways to show you. I'm going to take my right leg back. Okay, right leg back, nice split stance there. Okay, then I'm going to place my left hand onto my thigh and I'm going to lean forward. Okay, I'm just leaning forward. And I'm going to bring it into a little row. Okay, can you see I'm rowing? lifting and lowering. Now, we're not pulling, we're not here, yeah, this, we're going still, just row, yeah, just a row. 1 and 2. I'm going to step in, I'm going to do a deadlift. So I'm coming down and lift and lift. If I can show you from the side, you see I'm pushing the hips back. There we go. It's not, you see I'm not rolling up and I'm not rolling down. Can you see? It's just coming down, a hinge out from the hip and pushing back, and then I'm lifting up. Yeah. And again, so I'm coming down and lift and lift. And again, down and down, lift and lift. I'm going to take the left leg back. I'm going to lean in and I'm going to pull up on my left arm. Yeah. So I'm going to pull up into my row, into my little row. That's it. Again, there's no movement through the upper body. As in there's no torso movement here. Yeah. It's just still and lift and lower. Okay, one more. Okay, now I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to stay on this leg. Weights are at the side of me, and I'm going to drop the back knee and I'm going to lift it up. So my heel is raised off the floor. So I'm coming down and lifting up. Yeah, so I'm coming down and lift. That's it. So I'm dropping the knee down towards the floor and then I'm lifting up. That's it. Basic lunge. That's it, just basic lunge. So I'm coming down and lift up. Down we go and lift. Okay, now stay down at the bottom, stay here. I'm just going to do little ones, little bounces. Again, look at my upper body, no, not moving, not moving. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to step in, and as I do, I bring my weights in front of me, and now I hinge down, and I do a little bent over row. You see, bent over row. So rather than a single arm, I'm doing a double. So let me show you from the side. See, so my back is at about a 45-degree angle, would you say? I'm pulling my tummy muscles in and away from the floor, and I'm lifting and lowering. That's it. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And again. Okay, just keep going because somebody just come in. Okay, so keep lifting and lowering. Yeah, so lift and lower. Okay, I'm going to do one more. All right, now I'm going to take the other leg back. All right, I'm going to push back. So I've got a nice big split stance, and I'm going to drop the back knee and I'm going to lift up. Yeah, so I'm doing the same. Lunge down and lift. Lunge down and lift. Sit down we go and lift. There. Alright, just do a couple more. Again, it's really important, the technique. So you notice that my front knee is not protruding over my ankle. Yeah? I'm not going to show you how I will do it wrong because it's going to really hurt. But I want the knee not coming over that toe, right? So make sure, because what happens when you're here, a lot of people really don't want to go wide, but look what happens when I come down. You see what's happened to my knee, and then people say, lunges are no good for me because they hurt my knees. Well, they would. They definitely would hurt your knees if you're doing it in that style. That's why you've got to take your legs out wide. Take it at the bottom and hold and pulse. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, see there, 7 and 8. You're going to step in, elbows are going to come in nice and tight into your waist, and you're going to come up into a little bicep curl. Okay, I'm coming into a bicep curl. I'm going to make sure I've got room behind me, and I'm going to come up and through. Okay, now as I come up, I'm going to go into a posterior lunge. Into a posterior lunge. So I'm working my upper body and my lower body. And the reason I haven't kept you just standing and doing a bicep curl because it's super easy. You've got light weights and it's super easy. So I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. So we come back 1 and 2. Okay, I'm going to let go of one of my weights. And I'm going to let go. All right, so I'm going to keep the weight just into my left hand. Okay, I'm going to lunge. I need to move my strap actually. Okay, I'm going to lunge out to my side. So I'm going to come down and then I'm going to lunge back, down, yeah, to my side. Push down and then back, down. So I'm almost heading down towards the floor, yeah, and then down. I'm going to change sides. So I'm going to come out, down I go to reach. So again, it's a functional movement, yeah. So it's a down and reach, and then it's a push back. I'm going to do 2 more. Down and reach, and then push back. And it really getting that heart rate up as well. Down, reach, and then push back. Okay, take the weight into both hands and then just do a little halo. A tiny little halo. Okay. 2 more. Okay, 1 more. Okay, I'm going to roll down with the weight. I'm going to come all the way down to the floor. I'm going to take the weight onto the floor. And I'm going to let the weight go a moment, and I'm going to roll back up, and I'm going to place my hands onto my thighs. And I'm going to come into my flexion and extension. Okay, and 1 more. Okay, I'm going to roll up, up and through and back. We're going to do a nice little stretch out of the shoulders with our strap or towel. So I'm going to place the strap or towel just around like a door handle or something you can just wrap it around somewhere. And from there, I'm going to hold on to it with both hands. I'm just going to place 1 foot forward and we're going to lean into it. Yeah, so you've got to make sure that, you know, you've got a strong handle on the door and go flying forward. I'm just leaning in because I want to open my shoulders and I want to open my chest muscles. And this is far superior than placing your hands behind you. Yeah, I can lean into this. Okay, and I'm going to let go. All right, now I'm going to take the strap up behind me and I'm going to take the other hand on the strap. Let me show you from the back, yeah? All right, then from here I can just press back into my tricep, yeah? So I'm almost like I'm anchoring it down. And I like this stretch, ladies, because when I'm asking you to do a hamstring stretch and we're doing this, yeah, how effective is this stretch when a lot of you do this, yeah, in a crunched pose? So by taking the strap or the towel, I'm just pulling down. And can you see it's pulling, and my posture is so much better, and I've got control of that stretch through my opposite hand. Okay. And it can also work the other way, where I can bring the strap or the towel up. Yeah, so I can see about how much range of movement have I got in my left shoulder, in my left arm, yeah? So it works both ways. There's your tricep, then you can lift it up, arm up the back, and you'll find that one side, yeah, I can get up this far. Let's try it the other side, okay? So I'm going to hold on, and I'm going to take the other arm behind me, okay? First of all, let's go into a tricep. Oh, it's a lovely stretch. That feels so nice, the stretch there. So I'm pulling down, yeah, gravity. I'm coming down towards the floor. Okay. Now I want to see now on my right arm, or I want to right and left, so whichever arm, I want to see how far I can come up the back, yeah? Now this side is far higher. I've got a much bigger range of movement here on this side, yeah? Again, down we go, tricep. There's a lovely stretch. And you must feel your own body awareness, that you're upright more than this crunch style. And you know, when I do that position, I actually don't know how much stretch I get through my tricep, yeah? So it's either we do it properly or do it with a strap or a band. And then you've got a much better stretch. And then up we go. Where does it go? Yeah? Does it go? And relax, okay? So just take your strap or your towel just to one side. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to roll down now onto the floor. Alright, so have your mini ball. You might have your mini ball and your towel or your strap near you. Okay? You put that there. Okay, so let's come down together. So let's do a little roll down. Yeah, I'm going to come roll down. Okay, I'm going to walk the hands away. Yeah, I'm going to walk away. And I'm just going to come up on my toes and then down on my heels. Okay, 2 more. 1. And last one. And then I'm going to come down onto my knees. I'm just going to move away slightly, and I'm going to go into a little close Superman. Yeah, all I'm doing is a little slide. Yeah, now if I want to come up into full extension, yeah, then bring it up. Yeah, and the other side. And try and make sure that your knees are dropping under your hips. Yeah, up I go 1, and then up I go 2. Yeah, and again. So we can inhale and exhale, and the other side, inhale and exhale. 2 more. So opposite arm to opposite leg, using the prefrontal cortex of the brain. All your decision making goes on there. Yeah, all the reciprocal movements. Definitely that part of your brain working hard now. And then we're going to sit back, switch the. We don't need much thinking now, do we, when we come into our child's pose? Okay, I'm going to bring it forward, and I'm going to just drop the hips now into a cobra. And then I'm going to come back into a child's pose. And then down into your cobra. Okay, all right, so guys, just go back to your Superman. I'm just going to change the music over. So we're going to go up and through. I want you to continue with your Superman. So not rushing and using your breath. Inhale to exhale. And just do as many as you can. But if you can get to 8, then lovely. And then you can have a little rest. Okay. All right. And when you want to rest, just go into your child's pose. All right. Just going into your child's pose. Okay. And then when you've finished, you've done your 8 and you've done a child's pose, just to release the tension, I would like you to come into a seated position. You can place your mini ball behind you to just sort of support your lower back. Okay. And then just bend the knees And let's put the arms forward. So I'm going to do it without the weights to start with, okay? So I'm going to come back into my ball and I'm going to lift up. That's it. I'm going to come back and through. I'm going to do 2 more. Go back into my ball and lift. I'm going to do 1 more. Okay, now I'm going to bring the hands together and the elbows wide. And I'm going to do a rotation and a rotation. Yeah? Back I go. Okay, so that's the movement pattern that I want. Okay, so now we're going to take the weight. So you can use 1 or 2. You're going to hold the weight. So I'm going to come back for 1. Then I'm going to come down into my right side. Then I'm going to come back into the ball. And then I'm going to come into my left side. Okay, so I'm coming back into my ball. And I'm going on to the right side. And into my ball. That's it. And over to my left side. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit harder. All right, so when I rotate into my right side, I'm going to extend my left leg. And then I'm going to come back into my half a roll back. And then when I go out over to my left side, I come back and then into my half a roll back. Okay. I'm going to come to seated position. I'm going to take the ball and the hands away a moment, and I'm going to go back to my yoga strap or a towel. Right, I'm going to show you from the side. So just have it ready for a moment, but I'm just going to show you the difference with stretch with and without. If I'm going to ask you to do a spine stretch, which you're going to feel in your hamstrings as well, you're going to take the arms forward, and I don't want you to collapse, I don't need to do this yet. I want you more to be here, yeah, so it's just more of a stronger movement, okay, there. So I've got my stretch, right, but could I come further, yeah, and rather than if I push further, yeah, but if we take our band or a strap or a towel, okay, so I'm going to bring it down, I'm going to have a quite close grip to it. Okay, and I'm coming up from a seated position. I'm not collapsing, I'm not going to do this, yeah, and that's a tendency to do that, so we're not going to do that. Get up tall, and I'm going to sort of climb down, climb down, climb down. So I'm pulling onto the strap or onto the towel, and I've got a much more effective stretch now into my spine, my lower back, and definitely more in my hamstrings. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, keep the band, the strap or your towel around your feet. Now, an exercise that I ask you to do is taking the feet off the ground and coming into a boat pose. So try that, okay, try your boat pose. So when you're in this position, a lot of people wouldn't be able to do both feet. They'd want to have one down, yeah, or just come into a half roll back position. To do this is really hard, okay? So a boat pose is really hard, but because I'm helping the support through my towel or through my strap, it becomes a lot more control. Can you see? Now, if I was to take that away, straight away I can feel I could possibly come out of my technique. So having the strap here, yeah, I've got it there. Now, to go from a boat pose to a teaser, and a teaser is a very advanced exercise, that's super hard, right? But if we did it with the strap or the towel, you see how much more control we've got? Stretch it away, yeah? So if you are unable to do some Pilates exercises because you just haven't got to the core strength yet, look how much more effective it is with the strap, yeah? And again, I'm going to do 2 more. 1, you see, it's almost like a perfect teaser. But if I didn't have the strap, I can tell you I would be wobbling everywhere, yeah? All right, lovely. I'm going to come down and I'm going to take the strap just away from me a moment. And I'm going to take my mini ball, which sure my weights are close. I'm going to take my mini ball and I'm going to come down on the floor and I'm going to come up and I'm going to just have a little rest on my mini ball. Yeah, oh, it's lovely. Just get up on the mini ball. Bring your knees into your chest if you want to. Just relax there. Okay, arms open and then let's go into a tabletop. Okay, I'm going to do a tap down on the right and a tap down on the left. And now I'm going to do a leg extension on the right and then a leg extension on the left. Yeah, okay. Now take the feet down onto the floor and take your hand weights. Yeah. I'm going to start with the hand weights where they're going to come up to the ceiling. Yeah, they're together, touching, so my palms are facing inwards. And I'm going to come into a tabletop. Okay. From there, I'm going to hinge and I'm going to come down into a tricep extension. Now, remember we did our triceps. We did triceps and we went back into our posterior lunge. And now I'm working with you with the triceps. Now, I've shown you we can do one tap down and we can do a tap down to the other side. And then why don't we do what we did earlier? We could do a leg extension. And the other side. Okay, so let's do a tap down. So you're still keeping the tricep repetitions going. Floating set by set. And then into your leg extension. Okay, but should we do one more? I'm going to do it both on the right. So I do a tap down, I'm going to do a leg extension on the right. And now I'm going to do a tap down. And I'm going to do a leg extension on the left. There. Okay. I'm going to bring the weights down, hold them on me, and then I'm going to take the feet down onto the floor. I'm going to come off my ball. I'm going to lift up, might need to bring my weights a little bit further down. Okay, I'm going to come off my ball. Now, I want you to lift up through the right leg. Let's start on the right leg. I'm off my ball as much as I can, and I'm going to come down into my ball and lift. Yeah, I'm going to come down into my ball and lift. And again, I'm going to come down and lift. Last one. Down and lift. I'm going to lower this leg down and I'm going to take the left leg up. I'm going to come down. You see, I'm only just 50% taking my weight down into the ball and I'm coming back up again. And it's a down and lift. One more. Okay. And then release that down. Take your weights off you and then go back to your towel or your yoga strap. Okay. And I'm going to, I've got a little loop in my strap. Yeah. So if you've got a strap, if you come to my classes this week, you'll be given a strap or you're going to make a loop in it. I'm just going to it's like a little stirrup. And I'm just going to hold on, so I'm just going to climb up and I'm going to bring that leg in towards my body. So I'm going into that hamstring stretch. And better stretching with a strap than what it is when you've got a stretchy band. Because when you've got a stretchy band, you're more liable to keep bring your leg into a semi-bend. Whereas look, when I'm almost straight, more or less. There. Okay, I'm just going to take it out of there. I'm going to take the other leg up. I'm going to place the stirrup around over onto my right leg. Right or left, whatever one you didn't stretch up before, and then just hold that there. It's really important to keep the leg nice and straight. And just hold that leg, breathing into the stretch. Remember we talked about it lots in the past about the stretch reflex. And just holding it a little longer and longer. You're able to, with your breath, just bring it in a little bit further. Okay, now I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to keep my strap around that foot. I'm going to take the ball away. Okay, now we move my weight. I'm going to show you as well how we can use it when people when they're not able to reach their foot. Okay, so I want to stretch the front of my thigh. So rather than do it standing, I'm going to do it on the floor. So I'm going to bring the strap around and I'm just going to pull it in towards me. You see? Now, I personally have the flexibility to hold my foot, but a lot of people are down here and they don't have the bend in their knee. Yeah. So if I'm asking you to stretch out a hamstring, you can't catch your foot. Yeah. But here, you see, I've got my strap to hold it in. Okay, I'm going to roll over. I'm just going to take it out. And I'm going to take it over to the other side. Just going to take it round. And I'm just going to roll over. And I'm going to bring it in. So you can see, look, my foot is there. My other hand is up here. If any, as I said, a lot of people can't reach the foot. Yeah. So there we go. Hold it there. Okay, I'm going to roll over onto my back. I'm going to take the stirrup away. Get it off. Okay, and then from there, take it to one side. Guys, just tilt the pelvis and just stretch out through that hip flexors. We've done front of the thigh. Let's go. We do a little bit of hip flexor when we're pressing out through our quadricep, but more so when we're in our bridge position. All right, vertebrae by vertebrae down onto the floor. Bring the knees in and inhale, exhale, bring it up to the top. You're going to take your right leg over your left, right arm back and stretch it. The glute stretch. Okay, I'm going to change, move over to the other side. Bring your right arm over your left, the side of your left knee, and then you're going to look in, over into your corner. It round. Okay, from there, tilt it up into a little bear pose, lift up into a down dog, and then either walk your hands into your feet or your feet into your hands, touch, and then roll up. Okay, from there, come back from the camera, take a lovely deep breath in and out. One more time, guys, one more time. Inhale and exhale. Give me a side bend right and a side bend left.